We are now going to talk about managing stress and improving your life without drugs. Imagine that, with Jim Poole, President and CEO of NuCalm. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, so let's talk about stress. Is stress at an all-time high right now?
It's beyond an all-time high. I think we all kind of feel that. We know it. I think we feel it in our communities. We feel it in our households. We feel it in our schools. We feel it on our planet. I think the animal kingdom feels it.
Yeah.
We are not in a good place.
Yeah. So let's talk about stress. One, I'd really like to know what is happening in our brains, in our bodies, when we are in a place of stress.
So it's all related to brainwave function. And brainwave is frequency. I think we understand the concept, though it's intangible and maybe a challenge for many of us. But when our brainwave is oscillating a certain frequency, we have a physiological impact. When we are oscillating very high, 25 hertz or beyond, blood flow leaves key areas of our brain associated with logic, emotional balance, decision-making, personality, character, patience. These are all good things. We want to have those.
Yeah.
It goes to our reptilian brain. Reptilian brain doesn't sound very positive, does it? Because it's a very old piece of our brain. That reptilian side of our brain manages fear, stress, anxiety, depression, and worry. So you can imagine if the blood flow and the life force of that area of my brain leaves my forehead and goes to the reptilian side of my brain, my actions are not really designed and managed by me.
Yeah.
They're designed by millions of years of circuitry to keep me alive. So many of us have two choices when we're really stressed out. We either respond to fear in a state of anger, defensive and anger, or sad and introverted. But when we're stressed, I think one of the really important elements for all of us to understand in this human race is when we are stressed, we are not who we intend to be.
Yeah. And so, well, how are we managing it? And how is that affecting our lives?
We're not. That's our biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Two things are at play. One, many people are finding solace in drugs and alcohol. And that also is not to be judged. The brain is very smart, and the brain knows how to get you out of psychic pain, because the brain knows that a single sip of alcohol will release that anxiety in my brain. It'll downregulate and slow down my brainwave to a place that's manageable. And then I can deal with my problems tomorrow.
And it is easy to just go to food or alcohol or drugs. Absolutely. And also with our stress at an all-time high, it's affecting our sleep. And when we don't get enough sleep, it impacts our stress. So it's just a constant repetition of staying in this place of anxiety. So what can we do about that?
We've been working on a neuroscience platform for 32 years. 32 years. I'm 53 years old. I was 21 years old when this journey started. Why did it take so long? Because of the complexity of the brain. Dr. Holloway, a brilliant neuroscientist, quantum physicist, and naturopath, spent 30 years of his life figuring out how to downregulate the human stress response by slowing down our brainwave without drugs or alcohol. It's really simple. You wake up today, you feel mentally lethargic, your mind isn't really interested in the day, and you have a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm thinking clearly. I can take on this day. It's not magic. It increased the frequency of your brainwave. Well, in the stress response, your brainwave is going faster. If we can somehow slow it down into this space called alpha and theta, we win. That's what we've created. So in NuCalm, which used to be a class 3 highly regulated FDA medical device, we are simply using very advanced physics, mathematics, and algorithms in a software platform underneath music to present your brain with a signal that it slows down. And when your brain is oscillating just above sleep in this healing zone called theta, your cells are cleaning their toxins, your mitochondria is restored. It is the healing zone. Because you make a great point. People think I'm not stressed out, but I'm not sleeping well. Well, they don't understand the physiology of sleep. The reason you're not sleeping well is because of your stress that you're in denial about. And we're all there. That's why I said, don't judge ourselves for feeling stressed. We're all in this together today.
Yeah.
And the correlation between poor sleep and stress is dramatic and almost one-to-one. So if we don't figure out a way to downregulate our stress without drugs and alcohol, we are going to suffer the consequence of poor sleep. And eventually, the negative consequence of not taking care of ourselves between stress and poor sleep, we will create disease. That's how this works. And it's not magic. And it's not an irony that we want to be laughing about. This is reality. It just takes time.
So you're saying to listen to this music for 20 minutes, just take 20 minutes out of your day. And then the science behind it with the is it like a beta beat? Like what exactly is happening underneath the music and how is it affecting our brain?
A lot's happening underneath the music. The brain is so sophisticated. I want people to understand that music by itself cannot change your mental state. There's a lot of things out there that make all these claims. Hey, listen to this. It doesn't work that way. Your brain is far too smart. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system that's constantly evaluating for patterns and shortcuts. So it finds the beat or the frequency quickly and it gets bored. There's algorithms, mathematics, and physics designed like a NASCAR pace car to present your brain with a signal that it follows. Now in NuCalm, we're slowing it down into alpha, which is 12 hertz to 8 hertz, and then into theta. And it's weird. The experience is rather unique. You get in your bed, you put a biosignal processing disc on your left wrist. That's basically turning down adrenaline. You put an eye mask on because we can't relax with our visually stimulated by light. You put on these tracks. You can hear music. You cannot hear the millions of dollars of patented physics underneath, and you wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
It sounds like this. It's rather annoying.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden your mind just wanders. And then at some point, relatively quickly, you feel a separation of your body, feel heavy, and your respiration slow down. You're entering the healing zone and you're not doing anything. I did martial arts for years. I wrestled growing up as a kid. I can't meditate. You know, in martial arts, you have to meditate. You have to have balance to the aggression. I never could meditate. And I felt ashamed for it. I was like, I don't understand, but I can't do that. And in my life today, at 53 years old, running a neuroscience company with 3 girls, I'm not going to take time to put on yoga pants and do yoga. I'm not going to learn Tai Chi. I'm not going to do meditation, but I can find a comfortable place in a hotel room, in a car, in my bed at home, and I can get on NuCalm, and that will give me the gift of healing every day. And it's worth it. 20 minutes is 1/72nd of my day. And if I don't find the time to do that, stress will manage my future. And I don't want to.
I would love to find out where we can find out more. And I know you have some amazing testimonials. And it's just, I'm such a fan of NuCalm, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you. So NuCalm.com. We've been educating the world for 13 years, from monks to doctors to cancer patients to addicts to the military to professional athletes. We all have stress. We're all in this together because we're all human. And if we don't wake up and begin to manage that stress and give ourselves the self-love and importance that it requires, we lose and our families lose. And it's not fair.
100%. Starts with self-love, whatever we can do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you again, Jim, for coming on the show. Amazing, amazing stuff. And I hope to have you back. And thank you for being a part of Recovery Month. Like you said, it also helps with addiction and recovery and helping us to change, rewiring our brain. So that's a big part of it too. So thank you again, Jim.
Thank you.